Hi, my name's Tom, and this is my front lamp post. I just replaced this lamp post top about a week ago, and it works great. The lights are all working. I have decoration around my lamp post, little corn husks. It works fine, but this lamp post in particular has been here for 20 years. It's solidly cemented into the ground. There's obviously electric going to it. The top works wonderfully. I just change this out about every 10 years. But down the bottom, the outlet stopped working about 5 years ago. And as a responsible homeowner, what I did with this outlet, I covered it with black tape and I totally ignored it. But now, 5 years later, I say, hey, we might need this for Christmas decorations. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace what's left of this outlet. And you can see, here's the actual outlet. It actually fell out when I removed the tape about an hour ago. So I just taped it up again. But here's what we have. I'll take the tape off. I have taped the ends. Right now, this is live, by the way, like live electric. So I have a ground, I have a neutral, and I do have a black. It's taped up, but it is live. And it all comes out of the base of the lamp post. So my first step with any electrical project is just making sure that the power is off. And right now, it's my little electrical tester. The power is not off. It's actually still live. And I can also tell this by saying, aha, the lights on my lamppost are still on. So I'm gonna go turn off the switch and then I'm gonna come back and test it again. And here we are, I just hit the switch. Now my lights are off and now my outlet has no live power to it. So now that's good. Now that the electricity is off, now I can go ahead and work on it. I don't typically kill the breaker for things like this because as long as my little tester says there's no power there and I have the switch off, I should be okay. There's no danger of anyone accidentally turning this on. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look and see what I have here. So here's the way these things work. There's actually a little plate on here. It's a rounded plate and it goes flush against my pole. And this plate would normally have the outlet sitting right there, all in, and then these were plugged into the back of it. But this is obviously rusted, corroded, fall apart. That's fine. We're gonna get rid of that. My other problem right now is that this plate here, these screws are actually rusted out. I've been working with them for about 5-10 minutes and I haven't really gotten anywhere. Neither one of them have turned. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and actually cut this off. And then we'll see what we have hole-wise, and I have to then drill out that little bit of a screw hole there. I thought about cutting it off, but I might just be able to break this off actually. There's a little bit of it. Yep. I just broke off the edge. There we go. Aha, there we go. Okay, so I can see now I have these things tied together. Come on, do I have much play here? I do not have much play though. If I can get one out, I might be able to get the others out. There we go. There's one. There, okay. Phew. Okay. So here's what we have. There. So here's what we have. We have white coming in from the bottom up to the top lamp. We have ground in from the bottom up to the top. We have black in from the bottom up to the top. And then our outlet pops off of these three. So I'm going to take this little piece off of each one of these. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try to reuse these screw holes, or at least get these screws out without cutting them. I notice that one of them does move with the pliers. It's a little slow going, but it's working. One. As you can see, I struggled a little bit to get that plate off, and then get the screws off, and then get the wire nuts off. Everything was kind of rusted and dirty and just corroded, so I cleaned up everything I could. I filed the wires down a little bit. I have nice clean wires now. Everything's kind of off, the plate's off, the wires are just sticking out of the pole. Now, what to replace it with? Well, I was looking for actually something that was just like that outlet that had been there. And I usually go to the big box stores for this sort of stuff, but I couldn't find this at any of my big box stores, so I had to actually find it online, and I'll put a link to this down below. There's a company that makes all these little accessories for your lampposts, basically, and this is the simpler one. There's actually a bigger one with a kind of a plate that goes over, and they give 2 outlets if you want to. Go for it. I just really wanted one outlet because I don't use it all that often. But the nice thing about this outlet is, okay, one, it has a little door that closes over it, okay? I don't know if my other one ever actually had that. If it did, it was long gone. 3 little wires in the back. But the nice part is that it's actually curved here, so it'll fit against the curvature of the lamppost, and that's what it's designed for. Another nice little feature is there's a little bit of foam padding in here, so in theory, if I tighten this up a little bit, that'll keep some of the water out. It'll keep it nice and tight. I think what I'm going to do for this as well is I might go ahead and I put a little clear line of silicone bead around it once the whole thing's installed, just to kind of keep any water from sliding down that pole and getting into it and making this thing corrode a little faster. But now I'm going to go ahead and put this in place of where the other one was, and it should be a pretty straightforward thing to do. All I have to do first of all is connect the wires. Okay, so here's my lamppost as it stands right now. The box is completely gone. I have 2 holes for the screws. This is coming from the ground up, so this is the power feeding in, and then this goes up to the light above it, and just going to make sure I have nothing's live, so we're good. Okay, so what I need to do to make sure I have the outlet's going to sit like that, I'm going to go ahead and connect the ground first. So I'll get a little wires off here. Oops, that's already there. Okay, so I'll connect the ground of the outlet to the ground from the ground, from the main to the ground going to the light up above. I will use brand new wire nuts. I'm not going to stick with the old ones. I'll use brand new ones. And we'll see if we can get this in here. Feed all 3 in. Twist, and you can feel the teeth kind of grabbing it, the threads kind of grabbing it, and that feels pretty good. Okay, they're not gonna, you can't yank them out. Okay, now I will do neutral, white. Let's put those down there. Let's put these over here. So this and this, and then the white. feel the teeth or the threads grabbing it again. Again, give it a good yank. If it doesn't come out, it's probably pretty good. Okay, now we do black to black. Okay, feels pretty good. Now, that's all well and fine, but this is an outdoor application and it has condensation and bugs and God knows what else. So I'm also going to tape up around the bottom of each of these. And I'm just going to use some black electrical tape for this. It may not really be needed, but I tend to do it, especially in anything outside, just to be on the safe side. You never know when a drop of water might just roll down. It's just added protection there. And I squeeze it up so it's almost like shrink wrap around it. Not totally waterproof, but a little more waterproof. It helps. You do not have to be neat with this stuff. Don't use too much of it. Okay, do not use tape to hold the wires in. The nuts, the tightness of the nut should do that. The tape is just to kind of keep the stems of these wires together a little bit so they don't get pulled apart, and to prevent things from kind of rolling or falling into these wire nuts. Okay, there we go. So in theory, everything should work. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the power on real quick and just test it before I put it all the way in there, because it's bare to get in and out. Okay, so my electric is turned back on. My lamp post light is on. I do have live electricity there. And what I have here, a little outlet tester. If I get 2 yellow lights, then the outlet's good. Be careful. I'm gonna plug this in. Okay, and let's see, up. I doubt you can see it on camera, but I do have 2 yellow lights, but no red light. So the outlet is good and wired. So now I'm going to turn the power back off. I'm going to put this back into the pole. Okay, power's back off. You're ready to push everything back into the pole. There's 1. There's 2. I'm going to push it up and in, and there's 3. Roll it back in there. Okay. Oops, I gotta move my screws out of the way. Come on, screw. And there we go. And it looks like at least one of my screws will line up with the hole at the top. I'll have to check the bottom one in a second. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, it's nice. Okay. Let's see the bottom one here. Got it. Okay. We got lucky here. And the screws are in. As I tighten it up, that rubber gasket is getting smaller and tighter. I can feel it along the sides. That is nice and solid. Again, that is solid as can be. I can see the rubber gasket sticking out. It's been compressed a little bit. I still might put some silicone along the very top, clear silicone up there. But otherwise, I think we're good to go. I'm going to turn it on one more time and just test it one more time. Power's back on. Open it up. Put this thing in. And 2 yellow lights. We are good to go. If you like videos like this, by all means, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments about the videos, please leave them in the comments of the video below. I will do my best to go ahead and answer them in a somewhat timely manner. Again, if you like videos where I do a lot of amateur working around the house and repairing stuff, let me know and I'll go ahead and do more of them. If you have suggestions, by all means, I'm listening. And good luck on your own projects.